Hello Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to your tarot reading here at the Intuitive Teacup. I'm happy to have you all. Please come into your tarot reading with an open heart and an open mind, a desire to learn something or better yourself. Please only take away what resonates for you and do release the rest. Trust your own intuition above all else, because you are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is, of course, a general reading, so not everything will resonate for you. So again, trust your own intuition. All right, let's go ahead and set the intention to get my Taurus gang out there watching some clear, helpful, and insightful messages wherever they are currently at on their spiritual path. All right, let's do it. What's up, Taurus? I hope you're doing well. One more good shuffle, Taurus. All right. So what might be coming in for them during eclipse season? Let's get a quick, 3 or 4 card storyline, and then we'll dive deeper into it. What's going on for Taurus? What's going on for Taurus in eclipse season, please? So the Magician, the 8 of Wands, some of you are manifesting a text or manifesting communication, possibly with a Virgo, hoping that this Virgo comes around and expresses their love. That's for some of you. Some of you, there's a lot of engagement or interaction in something in the educational world. I'm hearing the word studious. Some of you may quite literally be having to email or meet with your professor, your mentor, your teacher, a spiritual mentor, or someone who you just help or someone who you feel is helping you to navigate the world or whatever project you're currently undertaking. The Hermit may be presenting here more as like a mentor or someone you're getting guidance from. And with the Page of Cups, it's almost like you're in the role of student and you're learning and acquiring a lot of knowledge. Not just information, but it also has to do with sort of yourself and your ability to practice good self-care and self-love. For some of you, this could even be like a trainer or an exercise coach, or do you know what I mean? Like any person who you kind of view in that light of mentor, passing on wisdom and guidance. Others of you, again, the Magician is the master manifester. He or she has all the tools on their table in order to bring into the 3D, bring into the reality, whatever it is that they want and desire. So you are in the period of having a clearer idea of what you want, but working to gain it and acquire it, and again, bring that vision into reality. 8 of Wands says it could involve some travel, or again, for you, and the 8 of Wands to the Virgo says education, study, learning, and then messages and communication. With the 8 of Wands and the Magician, it's pretty much sort of like rapid fire communication. I don't think that it's stressful. I think you yourself, Taurus, are very eager to explore more and learn more, get to know this person more. If it is romantic, again, highly featuring Virgo energy, possibly Gemini, or any of the water signs, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. If you are dealing with a water sign, it seems like they've been in hermit mode. It seems like they've been a little bit isolated or secluded or just pulling back their energy for a bit in honor of practicing better self-love and self-care. It could be that, you can't pour from an empty cup, and it could have been that when you guys connected, they didn't feel like they were in a good place to offer much to you, and so they withdrew. I don't know how that's going to go. Can we get one message on that? It's funny, I keep wanting to call you Virgo. It feels like this is very strongly a cross-watcher reading for the Virgos joining this, but if there's a water sign involved or someone who has strong water in their chart, they've been very protective, very secretive of their love or holding back. What's the deal with the water sign? Are they going to come around here? The 9 of Wands, feeling defensive, feeling wounded, feeling hurt. But King of Swords, it's like, I don't know. They're doing a lot of thinking. Because the king isn't facing what's actually going on in the card, it's like I almost think there's an avoidance of a conversation. So this could be like an ex or someone that you've had an on again, off again thing, especially with a water sign is what I'm getting here. Maybe your air sign, again, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It's like they're not wanting to face the truth or face the hurt, face the heartbreak. It could be that you're trying to be friends with someone that maybe, it could be for some of you that you friend zoned someone and you're like, but no, let's be friends, let's still hang out, and they're not ready to do that yet. It's like they're still too wounded, or they could be thinking about an ex that really, it took a toll on them, and so they're not ready to open up their heart again. That's what I see going on with the water sign. All right, let's get a little bit more intricate of a message. Those messages will likely come back around and repeat, but if they don't, I will relay whatever comes through. So for Taurus, with eclipse season, there's a lunar eclipse, a full moon lunar eclipse on, let's see, I think it's Monday, March 25th-ish. 5 degrees of Libra. So for a lot of you, that might have to do with 6th house stuff for my Taurus rising. So your daily routine, your daily rhythms, your daily schedule, and also that has to do with your access of health and wellness, work-related stuff. All right, here we go. Past for Taurus. You have the 5 of Cups to the Star. All right, so some very necessary healing and realignment. Something that you've just been beating around in your head or beating your brains to like solve or figure out. I'm sort of getting like asking yourself why, trying to come up with the reasons of why something transpired the way it did. And ultimately, I think in the past, it's like you kind of learned you just have to give it to God or source, spirit, universe. It's like you have to put faith and trust in the universe that they are guiding you, even though sometimes you don't understand the master plan. That's what's coming up in the past here. There could have been turbulence with an Aquarius or even in a friendship, some sort of friendship group, friendship circle, or specifically with one person. There could have been a falling out or hurt feelings with a friend, or again, romantically, possibly an Aquarius, possibly a Scorpio. All right. Presently, we're at the 2 of Wands. Okay, so you're at a bit of a crossroads. An Aries may have heavy influence in the decision you make. An Aries may come in to motivate or empower or inspire you or give you some sort of piece of advice or tip or direction. It could be someone that you're related to. And I don't know, something about Aries is coming through very strongly of listen to what the Aries has to say because it's going to be important for you. And then potential future outcome. All right, so Sagittarian energy, healing, temperance, and also restored faith, I think. This is very much like a angelic presence, a guidance being around you, being protected. For some of you, it's like rejection is divine protection. So the universe didn't let something happen or transpire because it wouldn't have been for your best and highest good, even though you really wanted it, right? It's like you wanted to hold on to it. You didn't want to let it go. Ultimately, in the present, it's like you have no choice but to sort of redirect yourself because it just seems like the energy is moving on, or there's something else that you're meant to you're meant to explore or discover, but you don't necessarily quite have the fire in your belly to go after it yet. It's like you're contemplating. It's almost like there's a preparedness. You're getting ready to take the next step with something. And then in the future, your faith will be restored here. Possibly something with a Sagittarius or a fire sign may be coming through, a healing energy. Something about a bumblebee might be significant. I don't know what that is. I'm almost getting it in terms of like a cartoon show or like a kid's song that you hear, especially for those who have children. It's like, you play those like ridiculous songs in the car on the way to school and you're just like, oh my God, this is the worst. But you have to do it anyway. Something about a bumblebee or a patch or a logo, or I'm not even sure what that is, but something about a bumblebee is coming through. All right, so what is helping to support Taurus at this time of the lunar eclipse? What is helping to support them? Possibly a Scorpio, or possibly an embracing of an end, or just radical transformation. It's like this gut-wrenching, I'm just opening myself up. I'm letting the universe like have its way with me. Sorry to put it in those terms. But it's this fully embraced sense of things are changing and I can fight it and I can resist it, but sometimes the best course of action is to just open myself up to the idea that change is happening. Change is all around me. And so I have to be open-minded about how I'm supposed to grow and evolve from this. Sometimes with the Death card, there can be a reinvention or a rebirth. That very likely has to do with you and finding your new direction in life. For a lot of my Taurus risings, you do have Pluto in Aquarius right now. So for a lot of you, that's going to impact a total change and transformation of potentially your long-term career and something you're looking to get into. But also I think it has to do with our public standing and our reputation and how we make our way through the world, how the world views us and our legacy, right? It's kind of Capricornian type energy, the 10th house, right? Though for you, it's for a lot of you, not all of you, it's ruled by Aquarius. There's a change and a transformation in how you interact with the world, kind of at large. For some of you, there could be like I don't know what this is, but something about a revival of an online presence and inclusivity, joining some sort of group that unites people with a common goal or a common interest. For a lot of you, it's online, and with this kind of energy, it's wide reaching. Like you reach more people online than you would in person for obvious reasons, right? But and I'm not sure that message is going to make sense to you all right now, and I'm okay with it because it's almost being relayed to me as something in the future that maybe it's like the idea is just starting to simmer. It's still cooking. Like it's not like a fully fleshed out idea yet. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. That'll hit some of you. I'm getting all these like weird references that don't mean anything to me. There's also something about a backpack or a knapsack. Obviously that's not like a grandiose message that's going to change the course of your life, but I mean, symbolically, what does that mean to you? Do you need to go backpacking across Europe? Are you not taking that trip that you want to take? Backpack is symbolically, it's like, are you wanting to go back to school, but you don't feel ready? Are you fearful? Is there something about your child moving to go to college? I don't know. There's something about a knapsack or a backpack that it's symbolic. Don't get me wrong. It's not like life changing, but maybe it is for some of you. Maybe it is. I don't know. Or there's some document in the backpack that you're going to find, and it takes you back to like some like yesteryear, sentimental energy, nostalgia. It's something about discovering something in an old bag or an old purse, and you're like, oh my God, this is full of meaning. That's in your present energy. So, check your pockets, check your backpacks, check your old purse in the closet. There's something in there that's like it's like the universe is leaving a little totem for you to discover. Excuse me, I'm wheezing a little bit. All right, so what are some qualities that Taurus may need right now? What are some qualities that Taurus could lean into? What's going to help them grow? Advice. The Chariot, yeah. Don't be afraid to uproot yourself a little bit. Get out of the comfort zone. Again, a great card of travel. It doesn't have to be huge travel, but just getting out of your general comfort zone, getting out of your territory, getting out of your neighborhood, branching out a little bit. Tenacity is a very important word for this Chariot, Cancerian energy. Some of you may be moving towards a Cancer. Some of you may be getting more involved in the role of being a parental figure. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm like wheezing a little bit. I'm going to try and power through here, though. Some of you may actually be buying a new car or something about a mode of transportation, a vehicle, something about that is coming through. Qualities you need, though. You need to lean into your confidence, even if whatever you're about to embark on or do scares the living you-know-what out of you. Fake it till you make it. It's like lean into your confidence, know that you can do this. It is about embracing both our dark energies and our light energies and allowing them to work together in unison, right? Because one defines the other. They can't exist on their own. They have to work together, right? Just by nature, shadow and light, that's how it works. So, yeah, this is about embracing your fear, knowing that this may scare you or knowing that this may contradict what you thought your future was bringing, but that's not a bad thing. It's just, again, that open-mindedness to, okay, it feels like the universe is sending me down this alternative route. So, okay, I'm going to embrace that. And the light is like, I'm going to make the best of it. I'm going to make it work for me. I'm going to do it in my own way, even though I may not have chosen this or that. Yeah, it's moon energy, so there's a fluctuation of emotions tied to this. It's like some days you're really in it, some days you're questioning it. You're still coming to grips or coming to terms with how you feel about this next chapter or whatever it is for you. It does feel like there's some sort of expedition or trip in your future. Possibly brought on by some sort of ending or the closing out of an old cycle. Some of you may be moving out more independently. There could have been a breakup. There could have been a split. It doesn't have to be again. That's coming up in the past, so I'm not necessarily predicting that. Some of you, it's just asking for more freedom, asking for more space, asking a babysitter to come watch the kids so you can have a date night. It's that sort of like, I got to take power of my life and whatever isn't working, I need to be solution oriented and make it right in some way. And there's only so much we can control about our life, but the things that you can control, lean into that and make it work for you. And then again, that message of having faith in the universe, that you're not being punished, you haven't been forgotten. Good things take time. And you know that more than any sign, Taurus. Good things take time. We have to be dedicated. We have to commit. And for a lot of you with the Chariot, it feels like you're recommitting to something. Maybe you lost sight of the goal. Maybe there's a shifting goalpost. Maybe you had a change of heart, or again, you have to alter it or change it or challenge it or modify it, reshape it, redefine it. With Scorpio energy, it's like something comes through and changes the path. So, excuse me. What are we eliminating and what are we choosing to take away from it? What do we want to save? What is precious? What do we want to embrace? And how do we move forward with that? It's funny. I'm hearing like, what do you want in your shopping cart? What do you want in your basket? What are you taking with you in your car? I'm almost getting this idea of, there's precious amount of space available. So you really have to pick and choose the treasures that you want to bring along with you in this next journey. All right. So what is known? What does Taurus need to consider in terms of the reality, the facts of the situation, something we can remind them of? Sort of maybe the constraints they're working under. What do we know? What is the facts? What is the reality here for Taurus? The Seven of Cups. Yeah, something about illusion and not necessarily seeing things with clarity yet, and that's okay. Don't look at it as a downfall or as a detriment or as a unnecessary challenge. I almost think you kind of need to invert it and be like, there's a lot of options available to me that I don't even see yet, but it's like that feeling with the cups, having that faith in something greater, that's going to be your best guidance system right now. You have to trust your intuition, and there's a blessing in you not knowing the full outcome. I'm hearing the word the full rollout, like how we're going to roll this out. I don't know if that's in terms of a business or whatever. It's okay that you don't know all the answers yet, because for some of you, that's actually going to be quite beneficial to you. I'm almost getting it like, for example, if you were absolute about, or something about absolute or the finality of what you wanted, and you went and go and, invest in that thing or do that thing, you might be selling yourself short or cutting yourself off too soon from other possibilities that would be better for you. So it's like, get to know it, test it out, put your foot in the water, see what you like, try different people on for size, have conversations with different people. It's like, explore and discover the options without the need to have an absolute outcome or finality of which one you're choosing or what you're wanting. Others of you, there is something to do with financial constraints or difficulties, and so you may be being asked to pay off some debt first or take care of what is going to bring your money back to a healthy place, if this is your story, before you move on to like the next chapter. And then you had some cards fall on the floor, so let's go and see what those are. All right, let's see. So you have Judgment and the Nine of Swords. Yeah, something is keeping you up at night. You keep replaying or reliving a conversation in your head, and it's like trying to get a pulse or a grip on how this person feels and why they acted the way they did. There's a couple messages here. So I think, what is the overall message? Why is this coming up? Judgment with the Nine of Swords. I think if you are struggling with anxiety or depression or anything that's really taking a toll on your body, you need to be a good advocate for yourself and seek help for that. But also you need to help yourself with that. And I don't mean that as no one's here to help you. Don't take it like that. Again, be a good advocate, seek help where and if you see fit. But with that, implementing some sort of daily practice or structure that's going to help you stick to a rhythm or a routine, right? That could be that eclipse happening in your 6th house. It's like the current routine might not be working, or the current routine may have gone away for some reason that is not obvious to me or apparent to me, but you may know why. We may have to fix that. With this mercurial energy, it's Virgo, Gemini, and Virgo has a lot to do with daily rhythms and routine. There could even be something here about like obsessive energy or perfectionist energy coming through, where with Judgment, it's like we've been operating by this system for so long, we've lost sight of the fact that maybe that's not the way to do it. Maybe there's a healthier choice, a healthier option that isn't going to set us up for defeat or failure, or it's going to better prevent us falling into sort of like the downfall of our own emotions it's like turbulent energy, but it's internalized. So anxiety, depression type stuff. And there's absolutely no judgment or shame or guilt that should be attached to that. Please don't misinterpret it, but it's almost like needing to be your own hero a little bit and putting yourself first before you put everyone else before you. Because, same message that came through earlier, you can't pour from an empty cup. I do think there's a lot of anxiety about a person in your past and how they feel, how they felt. It's sort of like, are they going to come back? It's like you sleepless nights. And obviously that's not for all of you, but yeah, the Ten of Swords, it's like right now it feels like it's not doing you any good being in this energy. So there almost needs to be an epiphany of like a wake up call that it's like by our thoughts consuming us, in a way where they're not uplifting us, they're not motivating us, they're not empowering us, they're bringing us down, they're making us question our self-worth. It's like the universe is trying to bring an end to that chapter because it's doing us a disservice. And the thing is, when it is your own thoughts, more or less, you do have the power to take them back and rewrite the narrative. But putting the ownership of your own personal power in the hands of other people, waiting for someone to reach out, waiting for someone to text you, waiting for someone to take the lead, that's putting yourself in a sticky situation where it's like, what if you're disappointed? Then how do we deal with that? It's like, I think you understand what I mean, but it's about placing your power in your own hands and not giving that away to other people. What is unknown? What is hidden? What is in the shadows? What is unknown that Taurus might not see coming? The Queen of Discs. So money is going to improve. There's a very strong connection with a child. If you've been having issues with a child or struggling with child care, any narrative regarding a child, probably your own child if you have one, that's going to ease. It's going to get better. It's more soothing. It's more free flowing. It's easier. You guys are in the flow together. You have like a heart to heart, and there's better discussions where the messages aren't getting muddled or it's not like talking to a brick wall. And this may be you as the child to your own parent, right? There's something about a parent-child connection where there's more ease, there's more harmony. Some of you're going to adopt a new pet. Pet therapy might be important to some of you. That may even impact your career in some capacity, or something that happens at work, something with a pet or an animal. The Page of Wands, all right, a communication. The Hierophant. So I think a lot of you are going to have an important conversation with a boss, or you're going to go on a new interview that has really good vibes. There might be something a little bit more spiritual about this connection too. There could be a spiritual connection with a Capricorn or a Taurus it's very fun, it's very playful, but you also learn a lot from each other. I do think there's partnership coming in here. This feels newer though. I will say that. But yeah, with the Hierophant, which is your card, Taurus, it's like, it definitely has the potential to last and have a legacy of sorts. It's not just a fly-by-night, hit it and quit it type thing. This could be a new character in your story that quickly becomes a main character in your life. All right, an oracle card, anything Taurus needs to hear for Taurus? Grounding. You're being asked to ground yourself. You've been spending too much time in your head, and it's easy to pay attention. And it's time to pay attention to your body and go to the earth. Go outside and plant your feet on the ground and enjoy the centering feeling this brings. Always good advice for an earth sign. And yeah, I mean, that's actually a really lovely way of putting it, because this Nine of Swords seems like you've been living up in your head for sure. Like we have to like refocus ourselves, recenter ourselves. So for a lot of you, it's grounding. Do some grounding work. And then Romance Oracle, for those who are interested in romance, anything I can share with them that would help advise or guide this reading for Taurus. I feel like I am tongue-tied in your reading. I keep like tripping over my words. So this says Trust, 14. It is a card associated with Libra. I think this is using discernment and discretion in terms of who you let into your network, your radius of friends, specifically romantically, and needing to establish a connection first and some loyalty and understanding how this person works and operates, possibly before like immediately jumping into bed with them or immediately seeking out sort of, the physical, sexual pursuits. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like you've been burned in the past because it's sort of like the desires have taken over, and then we go back and we start assessing in our brain like, oh, well, what did that mean? And like, it's like after we've done this, we start questioning their intentions, and do they even like me? And how do they feel about me? And why did they do this and that? When it would be easier to start off knowing this person and having some sort of foundation, as a friendship to start, and then letting things progress in a more romantic, sexual, sensual way. That is essential in itself. I'm not saying a relationship is going to be void of that, but I think this is about establishing a solid foundation before we try and like jump the gun to something else. There is a Libra coming through though with that, so bear that in mind. I do think there might be a Sagittarius in your future too. That's an interesting combination, Taurus and Sag. Let me know if you're dealing with one in the comments below. Thanks for joining me today, Taurus. Please hit the like button, hit the thanks button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Make sure you hit hit the notification bell so you will be alerted when I post my readings. And if you want more content from me, I am on Instagram and Facebook. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you soon for more tarot. Bye, Taurus.